We are just waiting for reports. We need to clarify, we need to be sure about these reports before we take a final decision in relation to them. So what we are waiting for are the official reports from some of these states for us to take a decision in relation to them. When I briefed you in the morning, we did acknowledge that there were smart card reader malfunction in some polling units across the Federation. The registration area technical support staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission intervened in most of these challenges we have with the smart card readers. The reports we have is that they succeeded in resolving the challenges in most of the states. In any state where the smart card reader issue has not been resolved or was not resolved as at 2 p.m., the standard procedure, as we have in the regulations and guidelines, is that the elections will continue the following day. But we had said earlier in the morning that in all the places where polls started late, that the Commission has extended the time for closing of polls until every person who is on the queue has voted. And that in most of the states, the resident electoral commissioners have passed this instruction down the line. And in most of the states, they are complying with this directive of the Commission. In relation to when the elections will take place, the moment we receive official report from the resident electoral commissioners in relation to what happened in each of the polling units, or what happened in the registration areas, or what happened in the local governments, we will take a decision after assessing the nature of the report and the nature of the incident that took place in those areas. Now, the standard procedure is that when polls are over and sorting and counting of votes have taken place, the presiding officer must cancel all the unused ballot papers for that particular polling unit, and also engage in what we call reverse logistics. The presiding officer must be presiding officer. So all the unused ballot papers must be cancelled immediately after the conclusion of elections. On the issue of postponement, I think I have addressed them. In all the places where voting did not take place, we need to harvest the places where voting did not take place, and we are going to take a position as a commission in relation to those places. We also received reports of late commencement of polls in Kaduna, and we were in touch with the resident electoral commissioner, and as at 11, most of the challenges had been addressed. And if anyone has not been addressed, we are going to get official report from the resident electoral commissioner, and we will definitely address any of those challenges, any of those reports. I think that's it. So thank you very much. I'll go back to the situation room. If there's the need to come back and update you on a few issues, I will come back on. What's the issue?
Configured to say configured for the 16th. We don't have a receiver. They have a compared to 16th at 16.
Well, in relation to the smart card readers, you said we are configured to reach 16th in Taraba State. We don't have any report in relation to that, but when we get back to the situation room now, we will call the relevant officers and we will investigate the situation, and if there's the need to give a further update or to give a further direction in relation to what is going to happen, we will let you know. But if you have details of what the issues are, if you make available the details to us, we will investigate and we will report back. Thank you.
Over 5,000 there's no polling units.
A friend from Leadership newspaper talked about a polling unit with over 5,000 registered voters, and they were issued with just 500 ballot papers. There is no polling unit in any part of Nigeria with a total of up to 5,000 registered voters as of today. Unless you are talking about a conglomeration of polling units clustered in one area, because in some schools we have up to 10 polling units. If you are talking about the combination of 10 polling units in one place, that will be understandable. But in terms of one polling unit with over 5,000 registered voters, in the commission we don't have any such polling unit. But I've heard you, and I know the area you are talking about. We will also go and investigate, and then if there's the need to report back, we will report back. Thank you very much.
The second part of the question, we talked about systemic disenfranchisement of areas that are perceived to be opposition strongholds.
Now, I'm going to respond to that. Now, I have the percentages from the Electoral Operations Support Center of the Independent National Electoral Commission in relation to the opening of polls. Now, for Abia State, between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., the percentage of polls stood at 83%. Adamawa State stood at 100% between 8 a.m. and 10. Akwa Ibom stood at 98%. Anambra stood at 100%. I'm coming. Because what I have here is the updated figure of the opening of polls from the Electoral Operations Support Center. Bauchi State stood between 8 and 10, stood at 100%. Bayelsa stood at 69%. Benue State stood at 100%. As at 8 to 10, we did not receive the figures in relation to Borno State. So between 8 and 10, we did not have the figure for Borno State. But after 10, we recorded the figure for Borno State to stand at 71%. For Cross River, between 8 and 10, we did not have the figure for Cross River. But after 10, we had the figure for Cross River, which stood at 100%. For Delta State, between 8 and 10, the figure stood at 92%. For Ebonyi State, between 8 and 10, the figure stood at 100%. For Edo State, between 8 and 10, the figure stood at 100%. For Ekiti, we did not have the figure between 8 and 10. For Enugu, we didn't have the figure as at that time. For Gombe, the figure stood at 94%. So from the figures I have given, you can see that the opening of polls varies, and there is no, you cannot really pinpoint, because I know that the places I have just read out is not controlled by one political party, is controlled by almost three political parties, different political parties. So I don't think that in terms of the issues you are asserting, I don't think that that is correct. So what I have here is the updated figure from the Electoral Operations Support Center of the Independent National Electoral Commission. What I gave to you in the morning was just an interim report of what we had harvested as at that particular time. Some states were late in reporting the opening of polls, while some states were very, very proactive. So what I have given you now is the updated report in relation to the opening of polls in different parts of the country. I will address that when I come back.
We'll let you know time.
We are here together. We are not going. All of us are here together. So nobody is going anywhere. When you see me, you see me. If you don't see me, you don't see me. But we are here, and I'm here. If there are any issues, I will come back and address those issues. You cannot. In fact, the microphone has switched off.